That is why.
'Cause then the summoner won't die.
That must be what the thief was thinking.
I kinda agree with him.
Sure, it could be that. Or it could be he was like an evil mastermind. Hold on, let me check. Are there any chests in here? I don't think there are, but I want to be 100% sure. He could be like an evil mastermind that doesn't want anyone defeating sin because he just likes that it's killing everyone. It kind of raises this weird idea as well.
Come out and fight like a man!
Oh, I love that. Okay, amazing. It raises this weird idea. What if, for God's sake, what am I doing? Jesus, I wanted Titus to flee. There we go. What if you just grabbed all the faith from all the temples and then just stuck them together in like one big room, and then you said, "Yay, summoners here, come in here." I guess the idea is the pilgrimage, the journey is what's meant to make you stronger. Anyway, more Corials. We've seen these guys before, so I'll flee with no worries. So, like, that would be kind of interesting, and there's got to be good reasons for why they don't do things like this, but hell if I've ever seen them. Anyway, so in here you'll find we're in a rather green-looking room. Being in this green room gives you a higher chance. So here's one of the stronger enemies. We haven't seen these for a while. This is a Valhalla. I believe they're quite fun to steal from, actually, so I'm going to delay bust that one. And then I'm going to... well, yeah, Auron can mug, can't he? I actually wanted Auron to armor break so that people without piercing can do stuff. Really? A high potion? Is that it? Okay, fine. We'll bring Whacker in, who can go for some attempted TKO kills on the Ipage back there. Those guys. There you go, see? I knew it wouldn't take too long. And that charged him, so that's great. I guess one thing you could do that might work really well is you could put him on the Tactician Overdrive thing, then use the status reels, and get the one with tons and tons of statuses, and that might just charge his Overdrive instantly. You know, especially if you did it against like 3 targets. That'd be really weird. But yeah, I feel like there's some things that they need to explain in the story that they don't quite very well. Anyway, this room's green, right? This means that while you're in here, you have a higher chance of getting a certain type of enemy. And one that I'd love to show you guys before we leave this place. Malboros are not what I had in mind. We're definitely going to be leaving this guy alone. So I'll cut until we found one. It might take a while because they're very rare. They're very, the word I wanted to say is flighty, scared, timid little creatures. Oh, and you know what I haven't demonstrated either? Oh, that's why everyone's weapons are different. You guys will have been shouting this out. It's because I equipped the friggin' capture weapons. So we'll show these off as well, actually. All right, capture weapons. If you score a kill with a character who currently has a capture weapon equipped, the death animation will change, and I will demonstrate that to you guys perfectly in just a second. So Auron's got one as well. He's already got it equipped, the Beastmaster. Okay, cool. So wait, he hasn't landed a final strike for how long? So there, we got that. Now, the idea is you're meant to stay in the Calmlands and get one of everything to unlock the entire arena. And then you can go forward to Mount Gagazet and here, the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, which is just known as, like, Lost Cave, I believe, in the 2D Monster Arena guy. That's what he calls it. But yeah, so... but we've just skipped that. We don't need to worry about any of that. Let's bring in Azuna over on Auron. There we go. Alright, cool. So, Auron can just mug this guy to death, but because of his weapon, watch how it dies. See at the top, it says Curl captured. And that means that's just been sent to the guy over in the Monster Arena. That's exactly how it works, and there's nothing more to it than that. It does mean that some enemies, such as elementals, things that you're meant to only kill with magic, it's harder to capture them because obviously they are resistant to physical attacks. But that's where stuff like Armor Break comes in, and so on. Silence Buster is really strong on these guys. I should have talked to you guys about tactics a while ago. Because pretty much all they do is cast magic, right? So you do that and you're fine. And look, we got a crit there. 5k crit, that was really good. And he learned Slayer, and we stole something, and we captured it. Awesome. Oh, here's another of the new enemies. This is a ghost. These guys, you can steal far plane winds, and so I'm going to swap back to my regular weapons now. You can steal stuff like far plane winds from these guys, which is the death stuff. They have exactly 9,999 health. It says that they take double damage, or 1.5 times damage, I should say, But from what? All the other elements are covered. They're immune to 2 and are half resistant to... Well, what they're talking about there is elemental damage. Magical damage that has no element. Remember Seymour, when he was very close to dying in his form just outside of Bavel? He was casting an ability called Flare on us. Flare is one of those non-elemental magical attacks, okay? And we don't have it because it's so powerful and it's late game. But yeah, so that's what would be doing the extra damage. This thing also casts Doom at the beginning of a battle, which I'd love to show you guys. We can't petrify it. Also, there should be some extra dialogue from Yuna if you swap her into a battle against one of these things. So fingers crossed.
You couldn't reach the far plane.
There you go. You can reach the far plane. I'm glad I remembered that. That was something in my notepad that I just remembered off the top of my head. So yeah, what we'll do instead of bringing her out is we're just going to attack. So, when he uses his attack, he will cast Doom. And Doom is like Death, okay? Except it's a bit more accessible. It's a bit lower, easier to get. But it takes some turns to have effect. So here you should see it be sent off now. This is the animation. It's kind of a creepy one. Summons this weird Reaper guy with a claw for a hand. Who, like, casts a Hex on Tidus. Now, you see how he's got 5 above his head? That means that after 5 turns, no matter what I do, Tidus will die. He won't be ejected from the battle or anything. He'll be KO'd so we can res him again. And because of the way the battle system works in this Final Fantasy, where we can... So there you go, there's a Fira now, start doing other stuff. Because of the way the battle system works, where I could just swap Tidus out into my backline, it makes Doom incredibly unthreatening to us as players, right? So he's got 2 turns left. Well, now he's got infinity left. Like, I think Doom by default in this game, Kamari's a bad choice because he's already got a bunch of other stuff. I think Doom by default in this game should Doom everyone on your front line. And then in this way, you actually, I guess another smoke bomb. I've not been very exciting with the items I'm throwing. But in this way, you would actually see some play around it and people would be scared. Because it takes so long for this guy to Doom all 7 members of my party. Or, you know, even just over half, so I start swapping back into already doomed people. But yeah, that weird Reaper thing, the later magic Death that just instantly kills, that summons that Reaper guy as well, except instead of casting a Hex, he just reaches like inside your chest and pulls like something out. I guess it's meant to be like your soul, and then he just crushes it in his hand and you die. And we'll see that later. Ah, here we go, here we go, here we go. Alright, so this is a Tonberry. Yeah, these are pretty big in Final Fantasy games. So, we'll read the help. It says, advances closer 4 times, defeat it before then or else, ... So, it's really far away from us right now. And as you'll notice, if I try and make Tidus attack here, he takes a long time to walk over there. Now, Tonberries have a chance of countering your attacks with an ability called Karma. He's immune to instant death and petrification. So here's Karma. Karma is a attack that does more damage to your characters depending on the amount of fiends they have killed in the past. Remember I told you guys that I cut a big thing out when we were on the Mihen High Road where I was waffling about machines that watch you in X2 and about a super boss? Well, when I was waffling about that, I was also waffling about Tonberries. Because Tonberries have this hidden mechanic where the entire way through the game, you're being watched. And this is why I kind of wanted to mention it on the Mihen High Road. Because it would be cool to tell you guys, look, something is watching us right now. You know, a Tonberry has always been watching us, counting every fiend we ever killed. And now we're having our comeuppance, you know. So if you attack him with someone like Yuna, who basically never scores any kills. Maybe in my LP she scored some kills just because I root for her trying to, you know, kill people that are already really weak. Yuna would take like 10 damage from Karma. But these other guys, these meteor guys, like Auron, Waka, Tidus, Riku to an extent, they're all going to get hit much harder. You see my Auron didn't take much damage? That's because he's been underused in this series. Lulu would probably take a fair amount of damage. Let's plonk him on the head with Yuna and see how much damage he does. 30. I mean, how many fiends has she ever killed, do you think? 2? 3? Because we can see exactly here, she's killed 2 fiends ever. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. And that's what linked me into the whole X2 kind of discussion thing. Because I think it's kind of interesting that you have these mechanics here. In this game, it's like the Tonberries are always watching you, and that makes Karma more damaging. In X2, it's the robots watching you as cameras in battles, and whenever you use the abilities, it makes stuff stronger. It's cool. I like the mechanics. They're similar. I was hoping that would be an overkill. If you let him walk right into you, he will just start walking up to you and knifing you, like shivving you, and it's just an instant death attack. That thing's got the web lance. That sounds badass. What is that? Piercing and slow touch. That's cool. Slow touch is nice. It really would be nice on a Tidus weapon, actually. Which is why the Sonic Steel from earlier on in the series is so good. I don't think I got one. Don't you get... Didn't we get one for a while? But I got rid of it? Yeah. That actually has the last weapon skin that we haven't seen for Tidus so far. Anyway, that's the enemy that I wanted to show you guys. They're rare. Catching 10 of them takes a long time. That's not the only Tonberry in this game. There are also much bigger Tonberries called Master Tonberries that come in the final dungeon. But we don't have to worry about those. Let's bring in Waka. I want to go for a perfect Petrify reel. So here we go. There we go. That is it, right? The stopwatch? I think that was what it was. I was very careful there. Look at that! We petrified a Machina! I didn't even know you could. I thought they were meant to be immune to that. That is cool. I doubt that bypasses defenses. We got a cool weapon there for Yuna, the Leviathan, which is SOS Overdrive. I knew I recognised that. So Overdrive recharges much quicker when she's low on health. And I believe that will actually have a unique skin on it too. Another pot. We don't have to worry about these. I'm going to try and put Lulu in my front formation, because I know she's got some dialogue here. I'll say it out loud if it doesn't manifest itself. So over here we get another choice. Having the map on lets us know immediately where to go. Around this corner with all this kind of weird smoke is another chest with a fortune sphere in it. That is some good loot. Alright, a fortune sphere. Let's give it to Waka. I mean, why not? Okay, so here we go. A luck sphere, which we got from the Cloister of Trials in Macalania. And also a fortune sphere, the second one of the game since like Kilika. Boom, Waka's luck has increased. Thing is, enemies are also pretty lucky around here too, so I'm still not going to crit them that much. But I'm happy, that's cool. Oh, cool, we got some new enemies here as well. Right, so check it out. Pretty obvious matchup here with Auron.
So be it.
But Auron's also going to be useful in the fact... he never scored the kill. Auron, you disappoint me. There we go, we'll kill that guy. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Damn it. Okay, never mind. There's something I need to talk to you guys about as well. But here we have these things called dark elements. Now, what would a dark element be weak to as magic? Well, let's test the water by casting fire on one. Oh, okay. Well, they seem to take okay damage there. But now that they get a turn, this is why I cast fire. I thought they had auto-reflect. They cast reflect on themselves. And this one's casting drain to bring his health up. I guess it won't go up because it's mag. So now that that guy's got reflect on him, we can't really cast magic to get at him. So that's a big problem. But luckily, oh my god, she's low on MP. So luckily though, we did learn an ability recently with Yuna that allows us to get rid of positive stats like that on enemies called Dispel. The other option we have available is to armor break these enemies. So this one over here would be very resistant to physical attacks because it's an element. But by armor breaking it, you'll see now we do significant damage just from regular attacks there. So even though he's got reflect on him, we can just hit him regularly because reflect only does stuff for spells. So Dispel looks like this. There you go. And now that reflect is gone from that character. So Lulu can go crazy with Fire Aga. It should be on that target. You notice her whole cast animation for these has changed, and she scores the kill. Meanwhile, the other one still has reflect on it, but it has been armor broken. So we can attack and do regular damage, and down it goes. So there you go. We're still waiting on another fiend, something I forgot to talk to you guys about earlier. Which I'll just grind for if we have to, if it comes up. So we'll move along over here. Man, when I have like a battle, when I realise, okay, I'm just going to cut the battle, I tend to forget to start talking once it's over. Alright, so over here we got a Mega Potion with 2 of them in it. And over here, might not look like there's a chest, but there is indeed an Albed Primer. Here's some more of these Funguars, more powerful versions of them. I'm not very scared, though. Don't forget they do counter with pollen though, so you have to be careful. Don't attack one unless you're actually convinced you're going to be able to kill it. Otherwise they'll just send you all to sleep, and that could be pretty dangerous. So we'll bring, first let's inspect how much health they've got. 4,000. 1.5 times damage from a thingy. Do you know what? Whacker with his Petrify would actually be really good here. Alright, so instead, it's same as before. They're vulnerable to sleep, so we'll send this one to sleep. There you go. He can't counter. Then we'll bring Kimahri in. And if this Fira doesn't kill it, then Firaga will. Once Lulu has learned all of her black magics, I'll immediately teach them to Kimahri. So yeah, that didn't quite secure it. We'll see how much damage she does. If she's not hitting over 4,000. 3k, it's not bad. I reckon Kimahri would be on like 3.6 if he had Firaga. Okay, and then another Sleep Buster. I mean, we could really risk it and go with Auron here. Ah, we got the Petrify, that's great. And Whacker gets another turn straight away. And his Overdrive is back up. It's fine. Alright, so that's down, and then we'll just go Firaga. Whenever I see Lulu with that thing, especially when she casts with that animation, it makes me think of MMOs and mini-pets. It just makes me feel like Lulu has a mini-pet. It's weird. Okay, alright, so... she's only learnt 1 sphere level, really, this whole time? Guess we may be a wee bit strong, guys. But yeah, check it out. Over in this corner, there is an Albed Primer. Make sure you pick it up. It's volume 25. There is only one more Albed Primer in the game for us to collect. And it's not on Gagazet. It's not beyond Gag... Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm really enjoying the status reels, actually. So we're going to go for... I guess an element reels with fire would be good here. That's what we want, I guess. Since they're vulnerable to Petrify, and this seems to be a Petrify Strike. Yeah, even if it didn't do it, look, it just killed them anyway. That was cool. Like watching them die and then finally the shatter comes in later. Awesome stuff. Whacker, you're a badass. Alright, I'm going to save my game and then find an encounter with an enemy. And quickly show you guys one more thing to do here. And then we'll proceed. We're basically at the end of the dungeon here. Alright, here we go. Wow, I was just getting ready to sit down. So, we found another ghost here. And what I'm going to do is have Kimahri lance at it. I should have remembered this earlier. But that ability Doom he cast on us, especially considering he cast it, is actually an overdrive Kimahri can learn. Now, I'm not going to bother casting it there, because you can do something very cool with it in just a moment. But yeah, so that's a new overdrive for Kimahri. I just want to point out to you guys all the overdrives he can have by this point. It's a fair amount, right? I don't believe I'm missing any right now. We're going to get 2 very shortly, and then a final hidden one, like very late. So, yeah, this is all the overdrives you could possibly have. Pretty cool. Alright, and leave his meter full. So, once you've got that, let's just head on into the end of the chamber. Alright, so just round the corner.
Pat! Another Guado fiend! No, an unsent.
It is. It's you, is it not, Lady Ginham? Forgive me. I was too young. There is no human left in you now, is there? Very well then. Allow me to perform my last duty to you. My last as your guardian.
By the way, you know how Lulu has red eyes? No one else in Spira has red eyes, except one other character in the sequel who has red eyes. And actually, they dress kind of similarly too. It's kind of weird, actually. So, this is an unsent who is fighting against us. And I think this is really important. We get to see an Unsent at that weird transitory stage between human and fiend. So there's nothing left. Lady Gingham. Do you remember back in the far plane, Lulu was trying to call someone who wouldn't come? Well, it was Lady Gingham. She was an Unsent, and so obviously she couldn't be in the far plane. So that's what Lulu was trying to do. Let's bring her in. Okay, the dialogue she's supposed to have somewhere in this dungeon, which we've now missed. It's nothing amazing. It's just she says, "I will not fail this time," which I think always adds a nice little touch. So yeah, how do we best deal with this thing? This is something Lady Gingham just summoned. It's named Yojimbo. It is based on a recurring character from other Final Fantasies, a fan favourite for many, called Gilgamesh. This is basically Final Fantasy X's Gilgamesh, if people didn't really twig with that. But, so what we're going to do is bring Kimahri in. Got nothing to do with Lulu. We're going to use his new overdrive, Doom, on Yojimbo. Some other weird trivia, by the way, about Lulu, like, as well as the red eyes thing, is you never see her feet in any cutscene anywhere, ever. Even when we were sliding down those chains, where you think, oh, you could probably see Lulu's feet then, she was actually being carried by Auron during that cutscene. You never see her feet, but they do exist. You can, like, edit the game and then, like, clip through the model to see her feet, funnily enough. You never see them. Kind of funny. Alright, so, Doom. He has a 5 above his head. Most giant bosses in this game are either immune to Doom, obviously, or it says something stupid like 200 of the enemy's turn before they die. This enemy, though, 5 turns for a Doom. It's undoubtedly the way that the devs wanted you to do it. It seems like around this part of the story, they were like, hey, here's you know, it starts with Evray Atlanta. They say, here's a bunch of bosses, and we're going to give you a cheap way out of all of them. Or, you know, as long as you're smart, you play with mechanics or whatever. There's an easy way out, and they do that for a lot of bosses in a row. I think this is the last one, really. But yeah, so very cool. And until then, we can just sort of piss about giving people turns. So one thing I'd also like to show you guys, a new skill we've learned, is something Titus learned a little while ago. He's learned this skill here called Hastesia. Now, I say that's Hastesia, but then I say the other ones are Firearga and Blizzarga. I don't know why my mouth makes that weird distinction. It's just that Hastega sounds horrible to me. But this is haste for your entire party all at once. Way better than haste. And if you thought haste already was overpowered, then you've seen nothing compared to this. Let's mug him and see what we get. Nothing to steal. I mean, it is an Aeon, frankly. One of those weird bits where you fight an Aeon as well without using Aeons. I mean, you can if you want. But so he had just attacked us with his dog there. That's called Diagoro. That's pretty cool. Let's bring Lulu in. Give her... Oh, wait, has Kimahri had a go? Yes, he has, because he cast Doom. Let's bring Lulu in. Attack with Fatal Gate Sith. Go, go, go. Imagine if he wasn't immune to death. That would be amazing. Also, this is an Aeon who's actually vulnerable to a status effect, which is kind of weird. But yeah, so Hastesia, massively powerful skill. Something you'll see me using an awful lot in the future. What can Riku do? We'll just have her attack, because she's got that dark touch. Who else needs to go? Yuna does. And we'll just do this. Now, the music you hear in the background is it? I don't think it's Lulu's theme, but it's specifically written for Lulu. And it's the only battle in the game where you hear this music. You know, it's not boss music. And I really enjoy it as well. I don't know whether it was changed for the remaster. I feel like originally I did know, and I had something to note about it, but not anymore. Sorry, guys. So yeah, everyone's had a go. And literally, we can just keep passing turns. You can try and do regular attacks. I kind of just want to give him his 5 turns, so that we'll cast Fire Arga here. Why not? So that you can see a couple of his animations. Talking of cheap ways out of things, Yojimbo has the cheapest thing in all of Final Fantasy X. Like, by a long, long way. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So we'll keep going. 2 turns. 1 turn. So this is an ability called Kozuka. All of his skills are pretty cool. So these are like little throwing knives to use. Not particularly a lot of damage. Have we seen him use Wakazashi yet? I wonder, he probably Wakazashis when he gets his overdrive all the way up, which isn't going to happen. Don't worry, we'll be able to show these abilities off. Go with another one. 0 turns left. Death. And now he's dead. That's it, that's the fight. It's not hard. Even without using Doom, it's not hard. I like how the dog stays there, that's kind of weird. And Lady Gingham too, of course.
Strange. I thought it would be sadder somehow. Maybe I've gotten used to farewells.
You're stronger now.
Waka, I hope you're right. Yuna, the faith is inside. Go do what you came to do.
The fact that Yuna, the Lady Gilliam had that Aeon means as well that they managed to pray to the faith, but they died on their way back out. And isn't that kind of sad? I really think there should have been two forms to that fight. There should have been fighting Yojimbo and then Gilliam herself. But you don't really see that. You don't see the sending of Gilliam, anything along those lines. We'll bring Lulu forward, and in celebration of this, she'll get some more Tier 3 black magic. I will also show you guys teaching this to Komari right now so that I don't have to later. So if we go over to Komari, we will use, he's nowhere near that stuff, but we've got 6 black magic spheres. We'll come up to the top. Komari now knows Water Aga. And Komari now knows Fire Aga. So that's cool. And we'll get these two as well here in just a moment. There's another one up there. That's just death straight up. Very cool. And let's not do too many spoilers for skills. So here we get one of these platforms, a lot like the Via Purifico. If you go over on the left to question mark, it's just a small chamber with some treasure in it. Slight different fiend rates, I would guess. Only the one item here. This is a flexible arm. This is equipment for Riku with lots of free slots on it. As you can see there, 4 free slots. Actually sells for a truckload of cash. Loads of money. I might even keep that. Well, no, not really, because I've already done all my customization stuff on another file. But, you know, that's super useful. You might want that at end game if you're going to take Riku to be one of your end game players. Here we'll go to the right. 2 chests in this chamber. One's an MP sphere. Don't know why I remember that. There you go. And I don't know what's in this one. Gold, maybe? 2 X potions, damn it. Alright, so those are the side chambers. But what's directly ahead? Well, that, my friends, would be where the faith was hidden. Not just in a cave, but behind this huge rock wall as well. So we'll move up. I wonder who built these platforms. Now, across all of those, I think they say something like danger or sealed. That is actual Yevon script. So this is much less regal, is that the word, than it would be in a temple. This is just a friggin' pile of sand and then some friggin' cloth over it. But yeah, that's the statue, and inside is sealed a soul. And since it's not really a temple, we think it's okay to come in too, I guess. Just us, everyone else waits outside like a normal person. I like that Yuna's confident enough to do it in front of people now as well. Singing the song in a deep baritone.
I am the Blade of Vengeance. They dare only whisper my name. Yojimbo. Summoner, I ask you, what do you want of me?
See, and this guy has a dog in life. This goes into my, like, weird dog overdrive theory thing, okay? The overdrive, like, the best attack of Yojimbo as an Aeon is, like, this ultimate ridiculous thing that will one-shot instantly kill pretty much everything in the whole game, right? So, in a weird way, it's, like, the ultimate move, the best thing in the game, and then, like, it's, like, the final dog? I don't know, just saying. So, he asked us, what do we want of him? Well, we want him as an Aeon. But why do we want him as an Aeon? Do we want to train as a summoner? Do we want to gain the power to destroy fiends? Or to defeat the most powerful of enemies? Now, I don't know what you guys as a player would respond to as this, but we're actually we're trying to impress this guy. This faith won't come to us for free. And by that I literally mean he is a mercenary. His entire mechanics, even acquiring him, is all about money. This is why we came in here with a lot of money, so we want to impress him. Why should he join us? So that we can train as a summoner? Would he be swayed by that? To gain the power to destroy fiends? Yeah, maybe he'd like that. What about to defeat the most powerful of enemies? As a powerful warrior himself, that's the one you want to go for. You pick this and he will charge you less than if you pick the others.
If you desire my strength, You must pay my price. Make your offer.
So he's asking for 250,000 gil to have him join us. Like, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of money. So there's a bit of a haggling mini game here, right? And the people have worked out the specific mechanics of how this works. Basically, offer him half of what he just offered you, but then add 1 gil. And then what the game thinks is, well, they've not, offered a stupidly low amount, but they've, dropped it drastically. So the lowest you can offer, okay, is half of what he currently is, plus 1 gil. And so that's going to be 125,000. 1, 2, 5. Okay, we're 1 digit. 125,000 gil, and then 1 on the end. All right. And so by doing this, he's probably going to refuse the offer, but it's not going to like offend him in any way because we put that little 1 there. So here we go. Make offer.
Do we have a deal?
So now he's dropped his asking price. He's not accepted, but he's dropped it by as much as we could make him drop it. So now he's asking for 225,000. So now we're going to offer him 150,000. I don't think this is half plus 1. 150,000 and 2 gil is what the best next one is. And we're going to make this offer.
Do we have a deal?
Now he's going to offer 210,000, so we've haggled him down 40,000. You can only haggle a certain amount of times as well, by the way. So we've done that, and now lastly we can offer 175,000. And is it 3 gil? Yes, it is, and 3 gil.
Do we have a deal?
And he's dropped again, so now he's offering 203,000 gil. Now, I think you can get him a little bit lower than this, but if you do it for too long, he gets angry with you and he raises his price if you try and go too low. So it's a good idea to just sort of accept this 200,000 gil benchmark, right? And that's what I told you to come in here with. 200,000 gil. It's 203,000, right? Now, there's another mechanic too. After you've haggled, okay, once you've got your final asking price, as low as you can possibly get it, if you pay him triple what he's asking for, he'll say one extra thing like, oh, thank you for the money. So that's it. And I'm not going to have footage of this, but he says, oh, thanks very much. But then he also gives you 2 items when he joins your team as well. He gives you, if you do it right now, when you very first can, he'll give you 2 teleport spheres. And this is a really nice reward. If you wait until the very end of the game to come in this cave, because this is all side quests, we didn't have to come in here. If you wait until the very end of the game before you come in here, then and then you pay him triple, he'll instead just give you a single strength sphere, which is a worse reward. So why do they give you the better reward now? Because the designers appreciate how difficult it is to get that much money this early in the game. It would require a fair amount of grind. So I'm just going to be doing the regular one because I don't have the money for anything else. So we will offer him, we will accept his offer of 203,000 gil. And make sure you get that right, because if you get it wrong, then again, he might get offended by the constant haggling. So there you go. Hire, make offer.
Adequate. You are my client henceforth. My sword shall guard you on your journey, summoner.
And there you go. What does the Faith want with money, you might ask? Good question. I really don't know. You pay the Aeon money as well to do stuff in battles, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, so that is the process of acquiring Yojimbo, first of the hidden Aeons in Final Fantasy X. Bahuma was the last story required one. So here we go, we've got Yojimbo here, we'll check out his status. He's got lower health than Bahuma, more than everyone else though, just more than everyone else, ever so slightly. I don't know, Ifrit is slightly tankier than him. Let's have a look at his other stats though. 51 strength, most of his stats are in the high 50s, evasion is nearly 100. Like, that evasion is way higher than anyone else. Massive, so he's actually going to be dodging, like, constantly. Pretty fast, pretty high magic defense as well. Overall, just a very strong Aeon. And you'll see he's got, instead of listing special attacks and overdrives, he's just got 4 special attacks. These are the only abilities he'll ever use. Diagoro, which is, I'll do these in the battle, but Kozuka, Wakizashi, and Zanmato. So, and you'll notice we can't teach him new abilities, but we can buff his attributes if we like to. There's no point buffing his MP, it doesn't cost him any MP to use anything at all. One thing you might like to do as well before you leave, oh no, we can't do that. Later on in the game you can actually return here and do some other stuff. So, can we do this? I'm pretty sure this is a big gamble that I'm doing. I'm going to have to re-record a lot of stuff. So here's a battle, at least I can demonstrate Yojimbo. Oh, no I can't because there's a friggin' magic pot. Yeah, pay Yojimbo money to attack a magic pot in the eye to see if maybe you get something. Alright, so let's just leave. Yeah, we're perfectly safe. Later on, there's an additional encounter that comes here. So let me save. I'll demonstrate Yojimbo to you guys, and then we can head out of the cave. We've got everything we needed from here. And we're back down to very low money. I got to start earning more as well if I want that really awesome weapon from Lulu. For Lulu, I should say. Alright, here we go. It's a ghost. Why not? So, we'll go to Yuna. We will... Now, if you grand summon Yojimbo, it increases his chance of using his super amazing ability, which is called Zanmato. We'll just regular summon him for now. Basically, Yojimbo has like his own affection mechanics for you. Depending on how often you summon him, the amount of money you pay him to do things, the way you treat him in general, his frequency of using better attacks changes. And so this is his summon animation. It's pretty cool, actually. There's this whole thing about his lore as well. Like, that tree is a certain type of Japanese tree that I remember reading about and once had written down. Can't remember. It's a certain Japanese tree that you can see.
Please clear us a path.
So here we go, Yojimbo. All you got is pay and dismiss. No left menu, no right menu, pay and dismiss. So let's pay him. I mean, I don't have much money, so he might not like me, but 2,000 gil and see what he does. So he used Wakazashi. Every time you get him to use Wakazashi, it means that he likes you more. So his affection for us just went up. He just cast Doom on us. It should miss because it's a status. Unless Doom hits Aeons. Is that true? I don't think it is true. Yeah, it's just for the battle for some reason. So we'll pay another 2,000. And now he's using Kozuka. I believe this just means his affection hasn't changed at all. But, you know, it's still a fairly strong move. Wakazashi is AoE, by the way. Let's see what happens if we pay him 1 gil. Another Wakazashi, I'm surprised. If you pay him very little, and basically treat him with low respect, he'll use his dog to attack instead of you. Instead of himself. And that's that attack called Diagoro. And if you see a Diagoro, it means it's lowered his affection towards you. And he's less likely to use the powerful attack. There you go, Diagoro. So he likes me less right now. So whenever you're using him, it's like a mini game of trying to find the right balance of how much money you pay him and for what he'll actually do with that money. Now, if he's got max overdrive and you like grand summon him too, he likes you loads, and there's a good chance he'll use and then you pay him a ton of money, there's a good chance he'll use the really powerful attack Zanmato, which is an instant kill on anything in the entire game. So there you use 2 attacks in a row. That's pretty cool. And what people do with Final Fantasy X, especially the international version, is because Zanmato exists, you can Zanmato anything except something, which I can't really talk about, right? But all the super bosses, all the stuff that you have to do insane grind for, all the extra content in the game, you can just Zanmato your way through all of it. It's cheap, it's lame, and even as a young kid, I recognized that it was complete BS, and I tried to play the game properly. Here we go, so this is Zanmato. This is cool. I never saw this once on my test file. So, and I'm not going to do this at all, but this is the most powerful attack in all of Final Fantasy X, just because of its nature to kill anything. Immune to death? Doesn't matter. Immune to petrify? Doesn't matter. You can be immune to everything. Does it have 35 million health? Doesn't matter. Nothing matters if you Zanmato. So you can open a fight with Yuna grand summoning Yojimbo, and there you go. And basically it cuts people in half. And that's it. Other Final Fantasies have had other versions of stuff like that. Like Gilgamesh has always been kind of similar in some ways, but that is Yojimbo for you, and I don't know really what to make of it. As I was saying earlier, this is a part of the game where they set up the idea that there's like all these boss fights that you can cheese out in certain ways, and I don't know, like the giving you Yojimbo at the end of all that, it's just like the cherry on the cake, isn't it? It's just like the final topping. It's like, why? This is the ultimate cheese, and they just gave it to us. So, yeah, I wanted to demonstrate it to you guys. I don't know how much I'll summon Yojimbo. It's kind of hard to use him and make him like you a lot if you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for money, which I will because I'm trying to buy all this extra gear and stuff for you guys. But yeah, we will get to a point shortly-ish where we can start farming billions of gold, so you don't have to worry. But yeah. But since we're not quite there yet, I will have to drag my heels a little. Alright, so that's it. That's pretty much everything. This is still the Calmlands, the gorge bottom that we're supposedly at, but obviously you can see the scars further down. We've done that. We are now headed to Mount Gagazet. I'm really excited about this. It's been a while we've been in the Calmlands doing this kind of stuff. It's because the game opened up a lot. Consider that all this stuff I've just been demoing, Remian Temple, all the Chocobo mini games, all of that stuff, also comes at a time where you can return to the Thunder Plains and to Lake Macalania and see some Dark Aeons. You could be, now that we've got the Cloudy Mirror, we could return to Macalania Forest where we helped that family out, and we could charge the Cloudy Mirror and do all this cool stuff. I'm not going to do any of that yet. So yeah. Here is Mount Gagazet. I always like this little bit. Very ambient. The home of the Ronso. Well, we got a Ronso with us, right? So this shouldn't be too bad. We'll get their hospitality. The only good maester was a Ronso. He fled to his home. Maybe we'll meet him here.
Summoner Yuna and Guardians, leave here at once. Gagazet is Ronso land, sacred mountain of Yevon. The mountain will not bear the footsteps of infidels.
Enemy of Yevon is enemy of Ronso. Leave, traitors!
I have cast aside Yevon. I follow the temple no more.
Then you will die by those words.
So be it. Yevon has warped the teachings and betrayed us all.
Nothing but a bunch of low-down tricksters, eh?
Yeah!
We have no regrets.
Blasphemers!
A summoner and her guardians.
Lord Kelgranso, if I may. Have you not also turned your back on Bavel?
But still you guard Gagazet as a Ronso, not a maester. Yuna is much the same.
Huh? Elder Kelk! Let Biran rend them asunder! No escape! Not one!
No, we will not flee. We will fight and continue on.
You have been branded a traitor, but still you would fight sin? Lost to the temple, hated by the people, yet you continue your pilgrimage? Everything lost. What do you fight for?
I fight for Spira. The people long for the calm. I can give it to them. It's all I can give. Defeating sin, ending pain. This I can do.
Even sacrificing yourself. Ronso, let them pass. Summoner Yuna, your will is stronger than steel. Tempered steel that even the mightiest Ronso could not hope to bend. Yuna, we bow to your will. Now go. The sacred heights of Gagazet welcome you.
We thank you.
Oh man. Love it. By the way, we are done with side quest stuff now. It is the beginning of the end here. There is nothing but story 100% of the way. up the mountain and beyond. I'll see you guys next time.